Quickfill gasoline is made right here in America. United Refining Company, who operates Quickfill, refines its gasoline from North American crude oil in Warren, Pennsylvania. When you buy United Refining Company gasoline at Quickfill, you keep jobs and businesses in America, and you keep American families strong. You don't need to send your money overseas when you buy gasoline. Buy American-made gasoline at Quickfill. Quickfill, driving America.
From baggage claim to pajamas in 10 minutes. Erie International Airport. Fly with ERI.com.
Fly Erie International Airport to Charlotte on American Airlines, your nonstop gateway to the world. Also, we have Breeze Airways flying nonstop to Orlando and Tampa, Florida. A great low-cost carrier providing excellent service to the regional community. Fly Erie International for your travel needs.
Fly with ERI.com.
Welcome to TalkErie.com's Joel Natale Show, Erie, Pennsylvania's daily podcast. Every day, we tackle the biggest issues that the Erie, PA region faces. Stay informed and involved as we advance the narrative of Erie. Now, here's Joel Natale.
Once a month, we open our microphones to the mayor of the city of Erie, Mayor Joe Schember. And Mr. Mayor, very busy time for you these days, isn't it?
It certainly is, Joel, but I really appreciate you having me on. Thanks very much.
All right, like to kind of start out with what's keeping you up at night? What's the big thing going on in the city, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I have to say I do sleep well at night.
Good for you. Somebody is at least.
I'm working
I'm glad.
Most of the day and sometimes well into the night. But by the time, I usually get about 8 hours sleep every night, and I'm well rested when I get up the next morning. And I'm usually not tired until I tuck myself in.
Your numbers must be great if you're getting that kind. I mean, sleep is kind of the basis of good health.
It sure is. And I learned that the hard way probably 30, 40 years ago when I was pushing myself too much when I was working at PNC.
Mm-hmm.
And I was really getting sick and having problems. And
wow, yeah.
So when I got myself back together, started to eat regularly and get enough rest and that sort of thing, it's been much better.
Wow.
My health and
that's
yes.
super cool.
Yes.
All right, so but what is keeping you occupied? We'll call it that way, you know.
Boy, there's a lot of things that we're working on, a lot of things, trying to get them going for this year and next year and going forward. And of course, I know next year I'm going to have to campaign for re-election, and that will take a lot of time. And I'm not doing anything this year on that. I'm just trying to get through the year. I will be spending some time next year, and I plan to spend a lot of time going to visit people that vote at their homes and talk to them. And
door knocking, huh?
Door knocking, yes.
Yeah.
I kind of believe in that. And I'm also I'm expecting to have some people running against me. I don't know exactly who yet. Yeah. But I'm not going to be negative against anybody. I'm just going to positively present everything we've done in the first couple years, first couple serving, and then what we want to do. We want to get a lot done in that third term, which would be my last term if I'm reelected, because you can only serve 3 terms now.
So, we're in the middle of this big campaign nationally, and of course, it's more than just the president. It's Congress, it's Senate, it's state Senate, it's state reps.
Yes.
And there's a lot of outside money that gets plugged into those races.
Yes.
But does that happen in a municipal race like yours? Do you get donations from California? And
I don't. I know of other people that do.
As at the mayor level,
At the mayor level, yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, but everything, I in my re-election campaign, all the financing there is from people in Erie who are supporting me.
Okay, so it's a lot of small dollar donations and whatever.
Yeah, and a few big ones.
Some big ones,
which is good.
What's a campaign? Do you have fundraising goals?
I'm pretty much where I wanted to be with fundraising. I think I have a good.
Oh, you already have
good
it.
fund established that will carry me through next year. And,
gotcha.
And it'll give me everything I need to do all the things I should do to get reelected.
I'll give you one word, and we'll move on.
Okay.
Radio. No, just
right? Okay. Get some commercials.
No, I'm pretty sure that you did commercials last time around.
Yes,
too,
yeah,
so that was awesome.
And I will again as well. And one thing, I don't plan to attack any of my opponents.
Right.
If there's a couple of people running against me, that's fine. They can do. What I want to focus on for myself is here's what I've accomplished, and here's what I want to get done in this third term.
What do you think if you If you wanted to wave the banner on what you think that has been your most impressive accomplishment in these 4 years, what would it be?
I think it's that I'm basically accessible to people. People see me out walking downtown, walking around. I go to a lot of things. I was at the school on the east side this morning. I read to 3 and 4 year olds.
Did you?
And, yes, and they heard something they had never heard before. It was about 50 of them there. It was very good interaction, and I had brought some pens. I kind of give away
your pens, yeah.
but I didn't have 50. But then after I was done, I was interviewed by the media that was there, and I noticed a lot of the kids were leaving to go to a different classroom. So there was about 20 left, and I had enough for them. So before I left, I said, "Would you kids like some pens?"
That's fun.
They were incredible. My pens light up.
Right.
And, it was really neat, and I was happy to be able to do that.
That's tremendous.
Yes.
Accessibility certainly is key when you're. I mean, this is, we still have a sizable city, right? I mean, your budget is what, 100?
A little over 100 million.
Little 100 million. I mean, that is a sizable enterprise.
It is. I'm happy to say we haven't raised taxes since 2019. I'm proud of that. We did raise taxes slightly then.
Right.
Haven't raised them since. Don't plan to raise them next year either.
Okay.
We're working on that budget right now, of course, with our team.
Are you having to dip into the rainy day fund or not really?
No, we haven't.
Okay.
We had received that large amount, about $94 million, in a prepayment, and
the water,
and we used most of that to pay down more than half of the debt because the city's debt hadn't been reduced for over 30 years before I took office, and it kept growing and growing, and there's always off a couple of years that looked terrible. So I was really happy we were able to pay down over half of that. And it's more reasonable now. We still are concerned, but we still want to bring more people back to Erie working. And we're starting to see more people working in Erie. Where they're living in Erie, I don't know. But there's a lot of changes going on, for instance, downtown at 10th and State. That's going to create good places for people to live when they're working downtown. So we're encouraged by that.
When you think about the taxes and the affordability of things, is it incumbent that we do have to grow in order to kind of thread that needle?
Yeah, I think it's important, and that's something we definitely want to do. And we're finally seeing great changes that occurred here on State Street because when the main businesses in downtown left, because when I was a kid growing up in Erie, if you wanted to shop for anything, you had to come downtown. Sure. Everything was down here. The Boston store was a big place. My parents would take us, there were 3 of us, and leave us on the 5th floor where we could look at toys. Right. And then they would say, in 30 minutes, we're going to meet you down under the clock on the 1st floor. And we do that. So that was the only place you could shop back then. But now there's so much more places you can go and things you can do. So and it took a while for the downtown to figure out what should we be doing now down here. But we're moving forward. We're bringing some really good new businesses into town. I think we've had about 400 more businesses open up. This is since 2000. And I'm really, really pleased with that. And we've had about 1,700 more people employed in downtown Erie than we had.
Okay, so we were able to track that through that. What is that? The occupational privilege tax?
Yes,
or something
and
like
we are watching that closely because we want to see what's happening and what to expect. And I really think our 2020 number of people was not very good.
Right.
There was a.
Did you ever win your appeal?
They've granted it, but they haven't increased it at all yet. So we don't know.
Oh, that's weird.
This was a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
They did say, we're going to do this.
I mean, we're 4 years into the decade now.
That's right. Yes, it's going fast. And there's more work that's planned right now to make the 2030 more accurate.
Okay, well, that would be helpful.
Yes.
In this past month since we met, there's been a few things that have happened. I'm thinking about we had the intergovernmental fella, Tom.
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry.
That's
no,
okay.
but he visited with you in the morning, with the county executive in the afternoon.
Yes.
You showed him Ironworks Square as well as VNet and so on.
Yes.
How important is it that we continue to really make our case in Washington for these funds, because I mean that's free money. It's free money for us. Obviously, the American taxpayer pays it, but these are areas that have been overlooked for decades, and now it's starting to come in.
Yeah, it really is. And I think it's very important that we do that at both the federal and also the state level.
Yeah.
And I've got a great relationship with our governor. We talk back and forth, and it's all very good. And we had just had some people in town late last week from the federal government, and you were referring to that. And we showed them some things that at least they were telling us how impressed they were with what we're accomplishing.
Well, that's tremendous.
So, I felt very good about that as well.
Yeah, the idea of taking brownfields and returning them to functionality, and then of course what we're doing down here with the EDDC.
Yes,
it's pretty impressive. What also has developed over the course of the last month is we're really starting to see things happening on Parade Street.
Yes.
East side. What is your perspective on the east side work there?
I think I'm very impressed with that as well, and we want to continue that. We want to increase it even. Mm-hmm. In fact, I went on a tour of the lower east side where the people that work down there were showing me they've made a lot of good improvements in homes and things down there, but in just about every block there's one home that's still down, and he was looking for some help in terms of addressing these homes that haven't been improved, that still look bad, and even amongst other ones that are moving forward. And within the last couple of weeks, they just had an announcement of a new home on Lower Parade that they're renovating, and they kept it looking good from outside, but inside it was still really in bad shape.
Trash,
but they're working on that now, and that's really encouraging.
Yeah, we had Jeremy Blazer on from the East Side, the Bayfront East Side Task Force.
Yes,
and I mean their real struggle, Mayor, is the blight issue, right? And really getting the homes that need the work from these outside landlords. That seems to be the greatest problem. Is you have an outside landlord. It might even be regional. They might be in the suburbs, but they're just letting these places go. Yeah. And one of the biggest complaints I hear, Mayor, is that we're not doing any quality of life ticketing, and that our code enforcement is lacking.
Yeah, and we are definitely trying to pick that up and do more of that. And I think
what's that going to take?
It just takes more effort and more commitment to doing that.
But you have a lot of code enforcers. When I look at the website, there's that department has quite a few personnel there.
Yes.
What are they tasked to do when they're not doing blight work?
Well, basically, they're going around. They're each responsible for a certain area. I think there's maybe 6 of them total, if I have that number right. And they're responsible for all the homes in that area, or all the buildings in that area, whether they're homes or...
But is it a reactive thing, or is it a proactive thing? Are they going around checking boxes or something?
Yes, and we want it to be proactive, and they have city cars they can use to do that, not their own cars. Yeah. And people are going out. We meet once a month with them now, and they give us reports. And there's each one usually has about 20 that they're talked about, where they've had problems, have had complaints, what they're working on with it, how they're trying to move forward. Sometimes things can be very hard to get done and take a long time, but they are working on it.
Yeah, it is. It seems to me, if there's one conversation that I have about the city that comes up time and time again, it is in this situation of blight and code enforcement.
Yes, and
blight. Are you getting? You're getting your door knocked down too.
Yes, we get a lot of that as well, and we're happy to have it because we want to know about those problems so we can move them forward. They're usually things that you can't fix like overnight or in a week or two. They're going to take months or years to move forward.
Do we have the ordinances on the books in order to effectively, fight against blight in the city?
Yes, I believe we do.
So it's not a city council thing, is what you're saying?
No, we just have to, get behind it more and push more on it. Definitely.
I was going to say, so basically, you're saying hold your administration accountable for this.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yes.
Mayor, we do have a question on the text line here.
Okay.
Was the Harris campaign invoiced for her rally. I would imagine we're talking about overtime and things, right?
Absolutely, yes. She was invoiced for everything. We do that with anybody here where the police are supporting them, and they spend a lot of time and energy and effort. I think it was maybe around 30,000.
30,000 in OT, right?
Yes, yes.
I know, like, I mean, again, let's tip our hats to Chief Spizzarni and the EPD, because you just get a sense of an overwhelming show of force and security at these big events. And I've seen that when J.D. Vance came. I saw that with Tim Walz, with Trump, and with Kamala Harris.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's no respective of persons here.
No.
The Erie Police Department shows up.
Yes, and we want to protect everybody that's running for office or in office already when they come here. Absolutely.
When are you going to start having a body man?
A body man?
I mean, you know, we got to take care of our mayor here, you know?
Well, I guess I haven't felt the need for one. And I do walk around alone a lot downtown.
I see you happy. I was like, where are you going, Mayor? You know,
yes.
I mean, you were walking all over the place. Yeah. So yeah, the answer to the question is they've gotten an invoice. But you still kind of are waiting for payment on some older Trump rallies, right?
There's 2 older Trump rallies that we still haven't been paid for, and we have submitted them, and we're trying to figure out a way, if he comes back, to get him to pay in advance, because he pays
he has to pay the venue in advance. Yeah.
So we're going to say the venue, we need this amount, and you can keep 20% of it if you can collect it for us. So that's kind of our plan.
Well, that's a good idea.
And we'd like to do that. Yeah, and that because. I don't know that we're ever going to get paid for the last.
Sometimes the city is not, not as good of a tax collector or collection agency as somebody like the Water Authority or maybe the Erie event, the Convention Center Authority, right?
Yes.
I mean, I think that, again, you're a banker by trade.
Yes.
That was a smart move years ago when the city said, we're getting out of the billing business. We're going to let the Water Authority bill for sewer and refuse, and I want to say that your delinquencies dropped like a rock, didn't it?
Yes, they did. Yes, and it's been going very well. It's particularly when they owe us real estate tax. I mean, we've been very successful in that.
Because you can't really stop picking up trash for people that are.
No.
Not paying their bill.
That's right.
But if they get their water turned off, now there's something.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. Tell us about some of the other projects. I was taking a walk. My mom passed away, but she lived on Shenley there. And we've had to wait to start the bridge over Ravine, right? It's going to be a while yet.
That will be a while, but we will.
Have they started any of the preliminary work, or I don't think it doesn't look like it.
No, and we're not talking about the one.
I'm talking about the one over on the. You go under it from the yacht club when you're coming up from the yacht club.
Yeah. Actually, the work has started on that. You should take a drive by there.
All right.
They started a couple weeks ago, and they've basically taken down a lot of trees to make the room. So we're definitely going to be working on it for the next month or so still here. But then in the spring, it'll get completed.
Okay.
We just can't get it done before winter.
Before winter, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
but that is underway.
Gotcha.
Yes.
And we're really talking, we're probably a month away from needing plows. What are you hearing from Public Works?
Yeah. They're pretty happy about how things have gone. Our snow seems to have really generally slowed down. I mean, we can still have some bad snows, but when I was a kid growing up, every snow was over 100 inches a year. Last year, we had less than 30 inches of snow. It's amazing. It really is. And in fact, in January next year, I think there was only 6 days below 32 in January, and that's incredible. I couldn't even imagine something like that happening.
Yeah, I sure hope that doesn't happen again. I mean, we need a little bit of snow.
Yeah, we do. But our temperatures have increased, unfortunately.
Right.
And that's, to some extent, that's about, the exhaust that comes from businesses and even residential areas. And we are working on trying to change that as well.
Tell me how it works as far as personnel. I mean, does that... obviously you're not getting as much overtime when you're not having the plows
Yes.
go double shifts or whatever.
Yes.
But at some point, do you need to like leave openings? If you're not running the plows, do you need all the workers? I guess.
Yeah, I mean, they're just
attrition or whatever.
Yes, we still have things they do.
Okay.
In their normal work time. But when we get really bad snow, they tend to be working overtime, driving the plows, and I'm glad that didn't have to happen last year, and I'm hoping it doesn't happen again this year.
Is it some of the same personnel that also do garbage pickup, or is that different?
No,
crews?
it's different crews. Yes.
Okay,
they're different crews.
All right, so basically, they're doing road work, potholes and things during the summer,
Yes.
and they do the plowing during the winter.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
I noticed on my street, they came by and did sealing. They're doing sealing
Yes.
work into the cracks.
Yes.
Getting ready for the winter.
Yes. Yeah. There's been some good work done on the streets this summer. I'm really proud of what we've accomplished. There's certainly
Is that money grant money, or is that coming out of the regular budget?
That's out of the regular budget.
Because remember, for a while there, we were dealing with.
Yes.
We were borrowing to just
Oh.
do regular paving, and
Yes. Yeah.
we're out of that mode.
Yeah, we're not doing that now for sure. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, that's a good thing here.
Thanks.
We've got to take our bottom of the hour break. Mayor Joe Schember is with us here, kind of talking about all around the community here. One more thing before we
Okay.
go to break. Did you get your blue bin?
But yes, I did.
Okay,
I did.
because I got one too.
Yes, I went and picked one up.
You didn't get no fist fights, right?
No, absolutely not.
You heard about that, I'm sure.
Yes. Yes.
People were really excited about their recycling bin.
Yes.
That one day. When they finally redid it, I waltzed right in, got my with
good.
my truck. They dropped in a truck. More than enough people handling it, and certainly again, EPD comes to the rescue.
Yes.
Right.
They help a lot. for
They
sure.
they're keeping people on the down low here.
All year round, Frontier Home Products and Design has what you need to make your home comfortable and beautiful. Relax on a new timber tech deck designed by Frontier's experts. A new fireplace from Frontier Home Products Fireplace Gallery adds warmth and serenity to any home. Beauty and versatility at Frontier Home Products and Design Center, 4213 Peachtree, East 5th, next to the Bayfront Highway.
Frontier Home Products and Design Center. Discover a new frontier.
PA contractor number PA039007.
Get paid to drive. Start a new career behind the wheel at the EMTA. If you are looking for a high-paying and rewarding career with full benefits and paid training, stop by or apply online today with the EMTA. Plus, EMTA riders can now enjoy free Wi-Fi on new, clean, and environmentally friendly buses to travel all over Erie County. Visit ridethee.com for more information.
Get on board EMTA. Get on board EMTA. Get on board.
Mayor, this is that time of year. It's all about politics and the upcoming election. You got to hang out with the vice president, the sitting vice president of of the United States, comes to Erie.
Yeah.
Spent some time with us, Kamala Harris.
Kamala Harris, she's really an incredible person. And the first time I've met her, I met her as she got off the plane. And
Sure.
We talked a couple minutes then. And we met two other times and had chances to have great conversations. I'm very, very impressed with her. She just seems like a good, healthy person to me, who really wants to do what's best for the country and the people in the country, especially people with lower income and people that are struggling a little bit, and help them get up to where they should be. So I'm very, very impressed with her, and she's got my vote, definitely.
Again, I don't want to get too political, but the idea of the bipartisan infrastructure bill is behind what we're seeing with PennDOT, $110 million, right? I mean,
Absolutely, yes.
I mean, these are things that are investments in our city.
Yes, and there's been a lot of money being invested in our city, and I'm very proud of that. And you could see the results. Downtown is really transformed now from where it was, and we have over 400 since January of 2020. we've had over 400 new businesses opened in Erie.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and about 1,700 new people employed that didn't work here before. So we're heading in the right direction. And unfortunately, we feel the last in 2020 when they did a survey,
when they did the census,
they missed a lot. They missed a lot of people, and
Right.
In fact, one of the guys who was doing the calling told me after he was done that he had called at least 1,000 people that he knew were home, and they would not answer their phones.
Oh my!
So.
That's
And there's probably multiple people that live there too. So it was just, we got bad results, and we did, as you know, we submitted to increase the amount, which we couldn't get it quite to 100,000 again, but much closer to 100,000 than where they put us. And they've approved it, but they haven't increased anything yet. So
we want to see it in the numbers.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
What do you think the key is to that growth? I mean, a lot of people think that the mayor just wants to bring in more, refugees. That we're gonna do this on the backs of refugees. Again, we're a very important refugee community.
Absolutely.
Did you have a naturalization? Is that today, or usually it's like the day that you come? It's close, right?
Yeah, it's been, I think, about 2 weeks since
it's been a couple weeks.
The last one.
All right,
and we do 10 a year, and I love going to them and meeting with those people and talking to them. And a lot of times I've had follow up from some of the people there who are looking for help with something or a question about something, and I'm very happy to do that.
But I mean, yes, the refugees are an important contribution, but we also need our kids to stay, and we also need people to be coming here for the big businesses and the small businesses.
You're absolutely right. That's all very important, and we need to get more of that. We need more people coming here, and I think there's opportunities here for that to be happening in the near future.
Did you get to go to a little bit of Erie Homecoming last week or 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
At the Bayfront, with the chamber. Again, they were focused on Erie businesses, and you think about some of the things that we're into now. We mentioned Parade Street and the East Side Renaissance. You have Palaco's has new owners, and Mighty Fine has new owners, and these are pillars in our community here.
Yes.
But more than that, that's who's going to be a driver for change. Because let's face it, the East Side was always one of those places that was ignored, through the years.
Unfortunately, yeah.
And
I think
we're turning that around.
Absolutely. I think we're paying much more attention to the East Side. Everybody is, and we will continue to do that. We've seen great improvement, particularly in the Lower East Side. But with the whole East Side, we're working on it, and we will continue to do that.
What what else? I know that you guys are you've got a fact-finding mission when it comes to citywide historic resources. So you have a survey project going on. So explain that. You're saying that you don't want to miss anything that might be out there that might be historic. Kind of like what Captain Hagen is doing with 6th Street, right?
Yes.
I mean, but there's other buildings and other things that might be saved or worked on, right?
Absolutely, and you're right. Tom Hagen has done exceptional work. He's put millions of dollars into it too. It's very great what he is doing and what Erie Insurance does for Erie, providing good jobs and a lot of donations to various things.
No, absolutely.
They've done very great work. Very great work.
So this historic resources survey, according to the release, is it's guided by public input. So phase 1 asks the public to visit an online story map aimed at sharing unique histories and cultures that have shaped Erie, and visiting the Map Our History table on select days at City Hall and the Hagen History Center. And then you can contribute to identifying and documenting historic and cultural resources, and documenting historical resources and structures missing from the existing inventory. Also, cultural resources related to our diverse heritage in the city, and using community outreach to uncover cultural heritage and history. Like when we talk about, you talk about how, you're your Sicilian ancestry, right? And,
yes.
And so on, where you kind of settled in, right?
Absolutely.
So, some of these things are part and parcel of what it looks like the fact-finding is doing there.
Yeah, absolutely. My grandfather and grandmother come over from Sicily on my dad's side, and we think that our name was originally spelled something like Scembro. It wasn't Schember.
Schembero.
But I think they changed it to Schember when they came here because they knew Germans were running Erie back then.
That's true.
So they did that, and it's okay.
Yeah.
But I would rather have the original name, to be honest. But that's fine. My dad was actually the first Sicilian to be hired by the Erie Post Office.
Oh, really?
Yes. And he was very proud of that. And he worked there for, I think it was over 30 years. He had a very good career there. And he's just a very, very good person.
I have to ask you, have you ever taken the tour at Union Station, kind of the hallways and things?
Yes, I've been on that. Yes. Yeah. It's very impressive. Yeah.
I mean, they show the old tunnels that went from the Union Station to the post office.
Yes. Yes.
And it's still in existence.
Yes, it is.
It's pretty creepy too. Like it's
it doesn't look safe.
It doesn't look safe. Yeah, I mean but that train station that was built like a rock. You know?
Yeah, and they've really totally remodeled a lot of that. It's in very good shape now. That part of it, at least, is in good shape. And
it's important to keep these historical buildings going, isn't it?
I agree with you. Yeah, that's really a good thing, and the more we can do that, the better it is.
So we still have that historical planner, like that's on staff, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very cool. I'm pretty much done. Anything else that you want us to look forward to? I know you're working on the budget, right?
Yes. The other thing I'll mention, there's a lot of work going on in the budget still, and that still needs to be done. But I'm really proud of the amount that we have raised in donations for to put into what we're doing.
Huh.
We've already allocated over $120 million in various projects around Erie, and so far this year we have a new person hired, and he's doing a good job to take over this. But we have about $70 million that we've submitted. A few of them have been approved. We're still waiting.
These are grants that you're trying to receive? Okay,
grants,
wow.
Yeah. So I'm really proud of that, and I think that's something that prior administrations have not done, and to this extent. So I'm very proud of it, and we'll continue to do that. And I was wondering if we might make it to $100 million this year, because the two people working on this are still putting a lot of time and energy into it. So I'm very excited about that, and some of that money recently has gone to police and fire to get things done that they needed done, that makes them more efficient, reduces their costs.
They have that eagle or what is
the eagle's nest?
Well, not eagle's nest, but the actual the enforcement thing that they got from the Justice Department.
Oh, yes.
About a year ago.
Yes.
They said they could point to arrests and a lowering of crime by that investment.
You're right, absolutely. It's been very positive and a very good thing.
Again, it's all about quality of life.
That's right. That's exactly what we want, make Erie a better place for people to live. And that part of that is stopping a lot of the crime that's been going on, and we've been having some success with that as well.
Yeah, we keep taking these baby steps as we grow, and also, being business minded, and it's all important. But
I totally agree with you. Yeah.
We appreciate your time,
Mayor
Joe Schember. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You've been listening to The Joel Natale Show, Erie, Pennsylvania's daily podcast from TalkErie.com. Subscribe to our show on your favorite podcatcher and get involved by emailing joel@TalkErie.com.